Hello everybody, today is May 22nd, and this is your Zone 3B garden update. My new garden bed here, I'm going to just do squash in it for now. I had some transplants, some faring well, some faring not so well. I still have time yet. I think I may just stick seeds in there instead. But I'm going to do all kinds of squash here. Make it look nice. Gerald to Rivia. What are you doing, buddy? Huh? You say hi? You sit? There you go. You having fun in the garden today, buddy? Yeah? Yeah, that's Gerald to Rivia. I pulled out all my tomatoes out of the greenhouse. I'm gonna empty that out, tear it down. I got a few peppers here left compared to what I did have. Brought about, I don't know, 15, 20 trays up to the garden, up to the farm that I'll be planting. And then I'll end up, whatever I don't get rid of, there's still a lot of people that want tomatoes. Whatever I don't get rid of here in the next week or two, I'll throw those up in a row. Look at this pepper here. No leaves except for these three, and it got a pepper dangling from it. I just find that hilarious. Like a Charlie Brown Christmas tree or something. But here I did end up planting 4 rows of corn, and it's coming up. There's one, there's one, there's one. Yeah, started coming up yesterday, I saw, and now there's quite a bit more. So yeah, I'll be happy to see this one with 5-6 foot tall corn. And my red cabbage here seems to be pretty happy. It's grown a lot. I'm leaving this space here open for some bitter melon that I got germinating right now. Hopefully it germinates. I planted like 12 of them, and I haven't seen them pop up yet. Some green beans, they have yet to come up. I planted green beans in multiple spots. This is one of them, and nothing popping yet. And right now I got some raggedy ass peppers. But these things got hit, you know, I've had them growing for quite a while, and then I got them hardening off and this and that. And they didn't like the cold, especially these hot Thai chilies, which are right here. You know, they like the hot temps. But what's cool is that on all the spots that kind of died off, you're getting a whole nother branch forming. So not only do I think these peppers are going to come back, I think they're going to come back with a vengeance, like double time. So today is pretty hot. I bet you it's like 75 degrees and really windy. We've had a few days of solid rain, and you know, right now everything's just taking hold and really starting to turn the grow genes on. So these look kind of wimpy right now, but they also are moving forward really fast. So, well, and as per usual, this time of year the tulips start to die back. And now, I don't know if it's tradition, but this will be the second year that I planted corn behind the tulips. Corn is definitely a heavy feeder and needs a lot of energy, so I topped this all off with some compost. Probably a good inch and a half, 2 inches in some spots. So hopefully that'll be enough to get the corn going. I mean, a lot of it's coming up already, but we'll see how healthy it is when it finally does get going. These two beds are still kind of a unknown element for me as to what is going to go in. I put some zucchini. I had a tray of zucchini and left it out, and it just like all the leaves turned white, and I mean some of them were already producing, and all the leaves basically turned white and went limp. And I thought, well, what the hell? I'm not going to plant anything in here for a while. I'll just take these and see how they do. Well, obviously they're not doing all that great. But I got okra and eggplant and some habanero peppers and some other stuff that's in trays right now that, you know, this spot will be perfect for. And so here's my tomatoes I transplanted out. I also put some green beans and some peas along these cages here. This wind is just really whipping today. It's kind of interesting to see how things are faring. Surprisingly, most of those peppers there are standing strong. So yeah, these tomatoes don't look all that great, but they're going to be coming. I mean, we're starting to warm up now, so everything's going to start growing. I still feel like looking at these, you think, wow, those look really bad. But I think I'm still ahead of the game, actually. Although this year I've had some, you know, revelations about how early to start stuff. I guess what it comes down to is I was just trying to be ahead of the game. You know, I only have so many grow lights and I've got so much stuff to plant. And so I had tomatoes and peppers. I started them really early. And I got a lot of them. So then you're dealing with storage of these things, and it's just kind of become a nightmare, one that I don't want to repeat again. So as far as my overplanting of seedlings, I definitely learned my lesson this year. But this blank spot here, that's all potatoes. And all my flowers, I got to figure out what I'm going to do with this area, because it seems like wasted space. I've just got these low flowers and then they don't last long. So I'd like to plant some stuff over it. I've got some allium here coming up and some lilies. My apple tree here is doing really good for such a little guy. I just laid a bunch of compost down and planted some peas. Last year I put peas in here. I didn't put down compost, thinking that the ground was really good, and they came up, but they were just real limp and horrible all year. Oh, the old cherry tree is looking great. Some more lilies here. Daffodils are looking good. Kind of intermix some cabbage. I had an apple tree here that was dead that I ripped out, so that's a goner. Here's a golden delicious that's looking fantastic. And this little patch here of cabbage is doing really well. You know, weeding is a non-stop job, but you got to do it. But this cabbage is taking off. It's really nice. And this broccoli here, some of it's kind of hesitant to grow. like this one. And looking at the stem looks pretty weak down here. Like it got flattened out and it's all thin. But it still has new growth on it, so. But all these other ones seem to be doing all right. And as weed free as, you know, these areas are that I pushed the forest back here, now we got this one, which is just overrun with something. I don't even really know what that is, but I'm thinking I'm gonna have to just tear all this out again. I think the only thing in here that's still growing are these daffodils, so once those die, I'll transplant them into the other garden and then till all this, and maybe since it'll be nice and loose, I'll just push it all back, and then I'll add more material in. I'll throw some cardboard down and add more material, because this is unacceptable. I know too, there's a freaking giant rock like right in there, huge rock, so I might as well just dig that out while I'm at it. The strawberry patch is really hitting it. I already got some flowers going, which means fruit soon. And everything in here is looking good. Onions, my bait plant for those stupid beetles. They're just totally wrecking them, but that's what they're there for, I guess. Some lettuce is finally coming up. Radishes. I think that's bib lettuce there. Spinach, carrots, and beets. Beets are looking pretty thin. And what's funny is I had pelleted seeds and I, purposefully separated them. I'd never double planted any of these, but look, there's two right there. And I know for a fact that I put them like 4 to 8 inches apart. I don't really understand how that's even possible. I did read one time that beets can like make twins, basically. I don't know, so that might explain it, but it is kind of weird. The asparagus has just really been going ballistic. Let's see here. Gerald will probably want a piece. Gerald, you want some? Gerald, you want some, boy? Let me take it. There you go. He likes to run off and eat it in private. And he loves that asparagus. I see him sneaking some tips here and there. And yeah, he's definitely a gardening dog. He likes the veggies. The last couple times I was planting cabbage, I would have just a little, 6-cell tray that has 2 or 3 cabbage in it. So I'd take it and go plant the 2 or 3. And I'd come back and grab another one that had 2 or 3 in it. And I would go back to my spot and there'd only be 1 cabbage there planted. Well, what I realized is he was going, and as I was planting them, he was ripping them up and eating them. Little bugger. He is cute though. And here's my little herb patch right outside the door that I made last year. I got some celery and some sage and some parsley. I have some cilantro going. Some dill. A bunch more rosemary. This stuff doesn't like the cold. A little bit of thyme. And I had some mint in here last year. I was told that it comes back. So I'm kind of waiting for that. Until then, I'm just going to overplant it and see what happens. But yeah, hey, I know it's getting long, so I'll let you all go. You take care. Have a good one. Keep gardening. See ya.